Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Jason. I'm a channeler, and I'm coming on for a daily dose of hope day 109. So I've been coming on for 109 days to give a daily dose of hope. And a daily dose of hope is just that. The energies on our planet are starting to increase, and things are starting to get wackier and wackier. And so my guides guided me just to come on and just give what I can. And so that's what I'm doing. And so these daily dose of hope have three parts. I just talk a little bit about what's in the air, and I channel a bit. And then we do a pocket of peace, which is a guided meditation to kind of help us kind of get back get back in the on the surfboard, or get back in the game, or just to relax, whatever it is that you need to do. So nice to see you, nice to meet you again. Today, I'd like to start out by talking about books. Ja. So, I I used to work at a bookstore, and the problem with me working at a bookstore was that I pretty much spent all the money that I made at the bookstore on books. Because as you're shelving books and you're looking at all these books, and you want to buy them all and read them all. And one of the books I found at that time was a book called Extremely Sensitive People. And I was really embarrassed to buy it because I had to kind of hide it in the bag and not let anyone see it because, it's kind of like, especially at that time, you don't want to say that, hey, I'm an extremely sensitive person. Didn't, it wasn't kosher. So those kind of books. And then I thought that was a really good book in that sense. Um, and kind of got me thinking and realizing that, oh, okay, I'm not as strange as I thought I was. That that there are other people out there that are picking up on all this stuff, and picking up on emotions in rooms, and picking up on just the energetics of what's going on. And so it was a nice confirmation. And then so around that time, also was really into this book called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. And the reason I was really into it was, so I was studying composition. I wanted to become a composer. I wanted to write music, and I didn't know how. And also, I had extreme, what is the word, creative, I don't know, what is a creative block, where like I was just, you know, w- uh, why should I create something? Who am I to create something? Who do I think I am? What kind of ego is this to just think that you can just create something? you know Go out there and get a real job, do something real. That those kind of inner dialogues were always happening in my mind, like no one's going to listen to it, and you have no talent anyway. All of these different things that you have to overcome in order to create. And just like writing like a few notes on a paper, and but it takes like so much stuff, like this Herculean kind of like fight, to actually create, because you're up against all of the education. So I was up against all of the education that I had up to that point, which told me that you're not good enough. You can't create. Um, just go back to sleep. Don't do this. That's not. And so The Artist's Way was one of the books I found that really helped me to overcome all of that stuff, all that inner dialogue stuff. And I read her book, like, I mean, the book's in tatters. I mean, I had it for what, 30 years now, 20 years? 20 years, about 20 years. And so it's just like the cover's all ripped up and it's all wet, and like I took it in the bath and I was reading it, and it's just, but it really helped me so much to overcome all of that. And just thinking about that, it's a lot to overcome, right? So to do something that people think is crazy, like if you say, I am a composer, they're like, what? And I say, I compose classical music. They say, whoa, we don't understand you. Please, you know, classical music, that's, whatever it is. It's just strange for most people. It's a very, very, very minor niche. And it was just something that I was drawn to do. But because of that, you get feedback. It's not like, hey, I play in a rock band, or I'm a computer programmer, I'm a lawyer. It's just like, I'm a composer. And like, oh, okay, yeah, let's not talk to this person. He's a little bit crazy. He thinks he can write music. He's gonna have concerts. Anne Marie, you said, I love The Artist's Way. Great. Yeah, me too. It kind of helped me through so much stuff. It's such an amazing book. Um, and thank you, Ellen, for bringing that up yeah, in the session before. Thank you. Um, yeah, great book. And so, and this idea of overcoming all of this stuff is similar to the spiritual process. And that's what I realized, that this creativity, that's what I was studying. I thought I was studying to become a composer, but I was studying to channel. um, but I had to do it undercover, I guess. At that time, it was not, a good thing to do. So I had to use composition. And, when you do any kind of art, you are bringing down things from another dimension. And that's why there's um, so many things trying to stop you from that. No, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't, just go back to your normal everyday life. This will lead you down to an unhappy path. You have nothing to say. But the truth is, you have everything to say, and you're bringing down the stuff that the world needs to hear. And that's what the artist way was really helping me to kind of understand about. It's something I wanted to do. And so so similarly with channeling, so I'm channeling now, but if I would tell pretty much probably 98% of the people that I know that I channel, they would think that I'm crazy, or just, yeah, yeah, crazy basically. And they would think that I've, lost my head, and, why don't I just do something real and stop living in a fantasy world, or they maybe think I have a mental illness, or all kinds of things like that, right? But because of the composition, like I've had so much of that, I developed kind of a thick skin. So, I've been told everything, in the book, about who I am and what I do. And I put on concerts, and just the comments that you get back it's yeah, that kind of, I guess, it builds character. But so I think that's what I was training for. It's just like, oh, okay. So, but I don't really go around telling people that I do it, because I think it's a similar thing with everything. I mean, some people are, on the same path as you, and some people aren't. And if they're not, that's fine. They don't have to accept you. They just have to do what they're doing. You do what you're doing, and we live together in this multidimensional world, and it's fine. um Anne Marie said that has happened to me with sharing my light language with others. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, 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 it's just, and it's, I guess it's par for the course, right? Like, we're doing something that's um not condoned by society, basically. It's not, there isn't like a national society for channeling, national society for light language. We're not represented in Congress, or or in our in parliament, or whatever system you have. We're just kind of the outliers. We're the, on the edge. But just like art, though, it's the same thing. We're bringing through things. We're breaking through this kind of structure and bringing things down to help people out. And yeah, but some people will not be open to it, and that's fine. That's good. It's all good, right? In the end. Um, and that's what I kind of realized. I thought when I was starting composing, I was like, yes, this, I'm going to open up the world to this, and people are going to understand this new music and the way storytelling and music, and it's, they're going to listen to like these 15-minute long pieces that, take you to these other places. And it's like, now it's like, I have my own audience. And yeah, that's my thing. That's what I wanted to say about that. Um, And Marie, you say, definitely glad to meet others who can relate. Yeah, thank you. Oh, by the way, Anne Marie, hey, you're on. Woohoo. And Michael, hello. Yeah, so I guess this is better time for where you're at, right? Yeah, it's 11 o'clock in the morning here. Oh, Michael, you said I had that experience with your music. Ah, cheers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. And then so books. I wanted to talk about books. Then I wanted to talk. Just relate. So I guess I'm kind of talking too much today, but it's the green tea. It's so strong. It's not that strong. Um, so I wanted to talk about this. I used to have this recurring nightmare, and in my nightmare, I was dreaming of my house. When you dream of your house, you dream of yourself. And in my house, there would always be this floor. And Marie, you say, no, you're not talking to us. Thank you. Oh, uh, so but in my house, there was this room. Well, there sometimes it would be a whole floor, and sometimes it would be an attic room, but it was a place where I would go to, and I would just sense this dread, this deep, intense fear, like just the blackest fear that you can ever imagine, like the darkest, scariest thing you can ever imagine. It was just there. And there was nothing, I couldn't see anything. I could just feel this dark energy. And I would just kind of go close to there. And then I would just, in my dream, I would say, okay, I'm not going to go in there. But I always struggled, because I thought, I'm going to go in this place. I'm going to like conquer whatever this is. And I tried for many, many years to do it. And of course, so what that means is you have a room in your house, you have memories, you have things that you're not dealing with. And that's what that is. And so I went, but finally I went to that room. I finally went through it and I pushed through the darkness. And it was just, I realized that the darkness was just a protection, it was a barrier. And I got through the darkness and I went into this room and it was me, but it was the me that I've been neglecting. And it was like covered in dirt and soot, and it was just lying on the floor. And so I went in and I kind of, I hugged him and I said, it's going to be okay. And we both left the room together, and it was kind of nice to finally get rid of that attic. Um, but yeah, so something that I think we can all do is, and we all have that, we all have certain things that we need to kind of, well, shadow work. And but it was really nice to see that he was okay, and that fear is gone. um, and that dark fear too as well, that intense fear, you can just walk right through it because it's not there. it's it's just like those voices that are in your head when you're trying to, like, for me, write music, right? Just write something simple, like, you're not good enough, you'll never do this, you'll never amount to anything, what are you doing, all those voices. And it's just like, nope, nope, I'm not listening, I'm walking right through there, I'm gonna write that small piece or whatever it is. But yeah, that was one I wanted to bring through. And there's one other thing, and that's just about the Wizard of Oz. So I was talking about that yesterday, the Wizard of Oz, and how it's a parable for star seeds coming down, right? And so we all come down here looking for something, trying to get something, trying to get a heart, trying to get a mind, trying to break through the matrix, all these different things. The Lion, the Tin Man, and the what is it? The Lion, the Tin Man, and the Scarecrow. Yeah, Scarecrow wants a brain, so he wants free will. He wants to be able to think for himself. The Lion wants to break through a matrix, and the Tin Man wants a heart. He's AI. So that sort of stuff. And so I also was thinking, so there was a meditation I was doing, and I was kind of breaking through the matrix. I kind of realized I was in an AI headset, and I took off the AI headset, and I realized I was in this kind of office building, like nondescript office building. And I just like walked out the door. I noticed that there are other people in other rooms with the things on their heads. And I was like, oh, look, this door goes outside. And I went outside and I was just like in space. And there was nothing. It was just nothingness, but not a sad or a happy or anything, just nothing, just nothing, absence of everything. And I was just kind of floating there. And then I was talking to God, and I was like, wow, this is very intense. There's nothing here. Like, I kind of like when there's everything there. You have your day, you have your night, you have problems, you have jobs, you have all these different things. But here, there's nothing. And God is like, well, just create something. It's like, okay. So I created a planet, and I created an ocean and a beach. And I sat on the beach and I was just kind of like talking. And I was like, but it still doesn't feel good. It's just me alone on this beach. I created it, but it doesn't really have any meaning to me. Um, there's no interaction. And so, what I learned from that is that where we're going, and this is something my guides had said, is that where we're going in the next step is we're not going to throw everything out, all of these systems that we have. It's only the systems that were not built on love will fall away. It's not like everything's going to fall away. We're not going to start from scratch. And that was the lesson that I was learning, is that there are benefits to all of these different systems we have, and we understand how they work. And so we will work through them until we don't need them anymore. That was the way that I was taught about this kind of idea. And in that sense, the Wizard of Oz too, like the wizard was creating this false world, this false illusions, all these different things, but everyone just they wanted to believe it. Even though the lion knew that he wasn't a real wizard and that he has no power, he still needed something from the wizard to make him believe that he had the courage. And so, in the similar sense, in the Matrix, we still believe in it. We're still attached to it in that sense, and to completely disconnect yourself from it. It's quite, it's a lot. And so you just realize how, yeah, and this is how wonderful everything is here. All these ups and downs that we're going through, when we're not here, we just really appreciate it. Wow, that was amazing. All these, that person bothered me, or this person helped me, or that was such a everything is beautiful. It's all beautiful. It's all wonderful. And yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say for today. So, all right, guys. So I hope you guys are doing well. I'm going to go into a channeling and see if they have anything to say. Today is June 17th. Yep, June 17th, 2024. And before, one more thing. I'm sorry. One more thing I just wanted to share. And I think this will be connected to everything as well. And then I'll go into the channeling. This is that in my meditation today, I was kind of sitting in meditation, and then I was like, that's interesting. There's a bit of sadness right here, like at the tip of my nose. I was like, that's interesting. I don't feel it, but it's there. And the guide said, just go into it. And I went into it, and I felt it as a sadness from uh, the general malaise, like the general thing that's going on, and also for something from when I was a kid. But I thought it was interesting that it was separate from me. They say that when things are traumatic, you space them out from your body. So, like if you had a traumatic experience from when you were younger, it's over here, like you know, and it's over here. So it's in your aura, but it's not directly here, so that you can kind of deal with your everyday life. And I'd never experienced that directly in that sense. So it was like, oh, look, there's sadness right here. I can see it, but I can go in it and I can step out of it. It's like mist. Like I'm in it. Oh, sadness. Oh, I'm out. Not sadness. Sadness. And I thought that was interesting and that is, I think, the true nature of our emotions. Like we just step in, step out, and use it to help us. And then, it's just a tool. And so that's the other thing I wanted to share. Yeah. All right. I'm going to go into the channeling now, and we'll see what they have to say on this muggy Monday morning. Here we go. Greetings, we are that one that you know of, sanatkumara, and we're here, and we're here, and we're here, and we're here on this beautiful place that you call your home, this beautiful place that you call your world, this beautiful place that you call your earth. It is such a wonderful place to be. And once you're able to take that higher perspective and see how wonderful it is, things will start to get much, much easier for you. You will start to be able to experience everything from a higher perspective. You will be in your body, but you will also have the higher perspective as well, so that you do not get too connected to everything that's going on. And then you can see the grander picture, the giant picture of everything that's going on, and how you are all working together. You are all working in harmony, weaving all of your stories through this wonderful matrix of stories. There are so many different stories being woven into the fabric of your reality. That is what you're doing. You're weaving stories into the fabric of your reality. And what that does is that helps not only you, but everyone else around you, because your story is for others as well. Your story is an inspiration for others. Your story is a catalyst for others. So live your story, live out your story, enjoy this story, enjoy this movie that you're creating. Enjoy it. You are the hero. You are the main character. Enjoy this. Walk through this world understanding that you are bringing light, that you are bringing wonderful things to everyone around you, and understand how powerful that is. and understand that all of these stories are weaving together. You're all weaving together. Everyone you see is an amazing storyteller. No matter what you tend to think about the person that you see, they are also an amazing storyteller. You are an amazing storyteller, and you are here to help with the ascension. Everyone here on this planet is here to help with the ascension. So when you see others, you see everyone all working together in this beautiful harmony. So when you see it at times, it might seem like it's dissonant. It is not in harmony. But when you really understand and you take a step back and a higher perspective, you see how it's all moving in the most perfect way imaginable. So enjoy these times. Enjoy this time. You will look back on this time thinking nostalgically, that time when we felt so much and everything, time was moving so quickly. These will be the stories that you tell to the younger and younger generations. You pass these stories down. I lived through that time. I lived through that transition time. What a beautiful time it was. What a time of ups and downs. What a time of sadness and grandness and greatness, where people were called out to stand up in their power. What a wonderful chance. What a wonderful opportunity. These opportunities don't come that often in your universe, on your planet. You are given the most amazing opportunities to in this whole history of your earth at this moment. So take these opportunities, stand up, stand in your power, stand in your light, be the hero of your story. Love, love, love all of the stories. We are that one that you know of, Sanatkumara. Mm. Whew. All right. Sanatkumara doesn't know where the mic is either. Yeah. He's got like a spatial, what's that called? Spatial. Anyway. So Michael Lisa, thank you. This lifted my spirits. Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. That's why I'm here. I mean, or that's not why I'm here, but that's yeah, how do I say that? That's what I'm trying. Yeah. All right. That's what I say. I'm happy that you feel that way. So I'd like to go into a pocket of peace. So I got my bowl and I got my gong batter, or yeah. And so I've got today, what do I have? A G bowl. It's a throat chakra bowl. And so today we're talking about our stories. So yeah, let's do a pocket of peace where we see all of the stories working together, and we weave our stories within those stories. Here we go. All right, so I'd like you to take a few deep breaths. All right, and I want you to imagine the mist of unconditional love that's surrounding you. It's just wrapping you up. It's like a comfortable blanket of love. And this is the unconditional love that you are and that is felt for you. You are loved because you are perfect. You're perfect the way you are. There's nothing that you need to do. There's nowhere that you need to go. There's nothing you need to worry about, nothing to regret. Just you. You are perfect. And just feel that energy, because that is the truth. And you can resonate with that truth because it resonates with deep down in your heart. You can feel it. It's a resonance. This is right. That is a correct notion. That's a correct thought. Yeah, and just feel that energy. And then just expand it out into your room. Just feel it like expanding out. And then just expand it out into the space that you're in. So the whole city or the country. And then throughout the whole world is just surrounded by unconditional love. People around the world are just stopping what they're doing and just saying, I feel good. I'm okay. I'm okay the way I am. Everything's okay. I'm going to be okay. Where I am in my life is okay. This is a good place. I'm okay. I can see that there are problems and there are good things and bad things and there's struggles, but it's all beautiful. It's all part of this amazing story. I just see this story, see all of the other stories working together, and just see everyone just taking a step back, then looking from a higher perspective down on their stories and saying, "Ah, I see this. I see the whole trajectory of all of these things that I've gone through, all of these things in the past and the things that might happen in the future, but it's okay. It's beautiful." And that guy over there that's also doing the same thing, he seems to be looking up as well. He's feeling the same way. His story is beautiful, and her story is beautiful as well. And their story is beautiful. All of our stories are so beautiful. And look how they work together. Look how we're all just working together to create this beautiful story of love. We're creating this beautiful story of love. Just see that expanding out throughout the whole world. And then let's just expand it out through the whole universe. Let's expand this love throughout so that everyone around the whole universe is just stopping for a second and saying, "Hey, what's going on? What are those humans doing down there? I feel good. I feel like I'm connected. How did they do that? I don't know, but it feels good. I feel like everything's going to be okay. We're all just working together. We're creating this beautiful story, no matter where we are, up in other dimensions, in this dimension, on the earth. It's just such a beautiful story. Ah, yeah. And then just remember, everyone, that this pocket of peace is yours. You can take this with you wherever you go. And yeah, and you can use this energy that we're giving now, or you can just yeah, you can put it in your pocket, take it out whenever you need it. Whew, that was a bit powerful here. All right, so yeah, so thank you guys very much for joining in. Yeah, whew, whew, emotional stuff. Okay, so yeah, so I hope you guys are hopeful and you're enjoying your stories. And hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow if everything works well. And Anne Marie, Michael, thank you so much for joining in, and everyone else as well. I really appreciate it, and I get hope from this as well. So thank you. So ciao.